Hi, it's Jenny with Jenny's Wreath Boutique, and in this video we're going to be making a high-end tulip wreath with the most realistic tulips. I love them. They're so beautiful and durable. I have these in a couple different colors, and I'm going to be using the white ones for this video. And I am going to offer these tulips in my shop as well. I'm using a 14-inch grapevine, my favorite wire cutters, and my favorite glue gun and hot glue. This wreath will take about 2 of these, and I just want to show you they're heavy. This is a heavier wreath, and these tulips are really good quality. They're kind of like plasticky, rubbery material, so they're not real touch, though they kind of feel like they are. They just look so good. I am obsessed with them. These are on the spendier side, but in my opinion, they're worth it, which is why I got them. So let's just start. So each one of these bundles actually has 3 bundles in it. So it's kind of nice to get 3 in one. So you just need to untie these. And I would recommend using a grapevine that isn't super tight. This one's kind of medium. There's a little bit of wiggle room because these stems are thicker. And I am going to actually be cutting some of these out so that they're extra sturdy. So let's get going. I'm going to cut the stem on the bottom. And you don't have to do this. There's a couple different ways. I like to do both. You can stick it in one piece. I'll do that here. I like to make it so the leaves kind of cover up the stem a little bit, but since these are heavier, you can use either bind wire. This is bind wire. It's kind of flimsy, but it blends in with the grapevine really well, or you can use floral wire if you can't get the bind wire through the grapevine. And I'm just going to go under here, go under the leaf, and place it around the stem and hold the stem in place. And I like doing this because the tulip heads are pretty heavy, and this just helps them stay nice and secure on the grapevine. No risk of gravity pulling it down. And since I sell these, I like to do those extra steps. This is the other color I have too. So you can do this exact same thing with these tulips, or you can mix both of them together. Personally, I like the single color. I think it's so pretty. So I'll have both of those linked in the description below if you want to try those. These are the heaviest ones because they're like a solid piece. How pretty though. I'm gluing the stem, placing it along the grain of the grapevine, and then adding a little bit of the wire. And I'll show you what to do if you don't want to add wire, because either way totally works just fine. Just depends on what your style is. You could just glue the stems in. I found that the tulip heads will droop a little bit. That's why I like to take this extra step of tying them so that they don't do that. If you don't want to use floral wire, you can cut them up a little. I'm actually going to cut this one in 2 pieces. I'm going to keep this one together because I want to control the placement really well. But I cut this leaf off, and I'm just going to put it over here. Just to give a little backdrop for this one. So once again, I'm just going to cut this tulip stem out, but you do want to make sure you cover this up if you do that. I found that putting it upside down is helpful, or covering it up, putting it low enough that you're going to cover it up, because you still want the tulip to look like it's coming out of there. So you just glue them on separately, and now it's nice and tight. So either way is fine, whatever you prefer. And then we're just going to do this all the way around the wreath, making sure you kind of rotate the full blooms, the partially open blooms, and then the really closed blooms. I just think these look so fresh for spring. Tulips are my absolute favorite spring flower. I love them so much. But I'm always sad when they die. So I love that these can just look fresh forever. I have some of these in a vase in my living room, which is so pretty. See, I like to do both. I like to take it apart and add it in two pieces, and I like to tie them down sometimes. So it just depends on your grapevine and what it looks like at that point. All right, we used our first little bundle. Like, how cute would it be if you just had your wreath up and then you had these in the little vase? And if you have a taller vase, you can just put some like brown paper or something on the bottom of it so that your tulips stick up higher, and then you can bend them if you want them to like look a certain way. Oh, so pretty. I love when you can have a wreath and a pretty bouquet that goes together. And it looks so fresh for spring. Now, if you're making this wreath just for yourself, you don't have to tie them down if you don't want to. And if you do notice something drooping after you've been hanging it for a while, then you can tie that particular piece down. I just never want my customers to have to do that or worry about it. So I do all of the pieces like this. But if you're worried, like, Jenny, this is going to take forever, it really doesn't take forever, but it can save you time just by gluing the stems on. And then only if you need it in the future, you can tie them down. But either way is totally fine. But it is nice for specific placement. You can make it look nice and thick and lush. If you find that the little wire stems come out, that's fine. If you have room in your grapevine, you can totally put it in without the wire. It's just a little more flimsy. I've been doing that. But if you need it to be thicker again or stronger, just add a little bit of glue to the wires or the metal stems. Just poke them up through there. Then they'll add a little bit of that stiffness. So if you notice, I wrapped this wire all the way around the grapevine. If you aren't confident in poking it through, you can wrap it all the way around the grapevine too. That's totally fine. and then just twist it at the bottom and tuck it back into the grapevine. Especially with the brown wire, it blends in so well, not a big deal. And like I said, I like instead of putting these with this part facing up, I like to put it this way so you can tie it down and then this leaf will cover that stem. Looking so pretty. All right, I've officially used up one of the big bunches, the one bunch of 3 bunches. So now we're getting into the second one. So pretty. Gosh, I love this color. And it may seem tedious, but you might notice that I'm placing every piece before I cut it or tie it or glue it or anything, just to see how it looks, and then I will make it in more permanently. But those little extra steps can really help with the overall look. Now we're just making sure we're filling in all the rest of the gaps, making it look really nice. So pretty. And I really want it to look evenly full, so I'm still working at the top here, right here to finish. Now, if you have any tulips left, which I have just these left, you can see if there's any gaps you can fill. Sometimes it's hard to tell where there's gaps. Why not? Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Look at this wreath. I love it. This is my favorite for spring. Oh, it's heavy. These are not light. It's heavier than it looks. But look at the quality. It's so good. There's the back. There's the side so you can see. So if you're looking directly at the side, which you probably won't because it'll be on a door, you can kind of see the grapevine, but not much. You can have a nice bouquet of flowers. But yes, it took the big bundles. Each of the big bundles has 3 smaller bundles. So either 6 small bundles or 2 big bundles, same thing. And that's how much it took to make a wreath on a 14-inch grapevine. Let me know what you think. And let me go get the pink one to show you what that wreath looks like too. And here is the pink one. So let me know which one you like better, white or pink. They're so pretty. Or if you want to mix them, you could do a white and pink wreath. That'd be so cute too. But anyway, let me know which one of these you like, and I will have the materials you need, the tulips, in my shop, and I'll have that linked in the description, and they will be available while supplies last. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.